Okay, hello everybody. Ooh, our first team Zoom of June. We're a week in, 7 days. The momentum that our team is having right now is insane. I really noticed, and I don't know, Jenny and Melissa, if you guys can agree, but I feel like half of our team is running full speed and the other half are dragging their feet. I feel like it's the split line right down the middle. And so for you guys that are on this right now, whether you're new or you've been doing this for a while, if you're plugging in, kudos to you. I know that we have people all over the country and all over the world who are here and ready to learn. And this was requested a social media training. And Jenny over here blew us out of the water with her 10,000 followers. Everyone was like, oh, Jenny, 10,000. We were talking about a following contest. I'm still dying. Melissa was like, if that's your biggest problem right now is that you can't participate in following contests.
Bite me.
Guys, y'all, fired up. So we have a bunch of questions on the post that I am going to kind of go through, and we'll each take turns answering, going off one another. If you have any questions while we're going through this, you can put them in the chat, or we will open it up for people. Hold on, I'm just gonna mute everybody one more time. You guys, make sure that you guys are muted. Okay, I'm muting everyone. So Jenny and Melissa, you guys are gonna have to unmute yourselves again. I'm sorry, but I think that before we get started into the questions, I know there is something that I wanted to talk about that I've been noticing lately, and I know that Jenny and Melissa can kind of add in to what I'm saying. But one of the things that I want you guys to pay attention to is we know that one of the biggest parts of our business is posting. And what did people follow you for before you started your business? Right? What did they follow you for? Because they wanted to know what you were doing. They wanted to know about your dogs or your kid or college or you moving halfway across the country. People followed you because they wanted to know about you. So whether you just started this business or you have been doing this for a while, one of the things that I have noticed that kind of people forget about is that we need to be making sure we put as much detail and time into our posts that don't have to do with It Works. Because you guys know how hard we're working with our product posts and how hard we're working with our lifestyle posts. You guys we're pouring all of our hearts into it. And so sometimes you can see if I scroll through someone's social media or their Facebook, I'm like, wow, their It Works posts are really great, but I know nothing about them. I know nothing about this person. And our whole entire business is built off of relationships and off of things, them wanting to know who you are, why are you doing this, what do you believe in, what are you about, things like that. And so my reminder for you guys, and we can go more in depth at a later time about this, but make sure that you guys are taking time for your personal posts too. That's really important, that you're not just pouring your heart and soul into your business, but you're also building your brand through social media and making sure that you're not just posting a picture that's like cute dog in backyard, but talk about, how old was that dog? Did you adopt it? Did you buy it? Was it your saving grace? Has it been on an airplane with you? Whatever it is, adding little details into our posts about us are huge, 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 so beneficial, so important. So that's just kind of what I wanted to get off of my chest. Melissa, Jenny, do you guys have anything to add before we go into the questions?
No, I just 100% agree with that, because literally I've had so many customers that have supported me simply because of my dogs, and that they are also pit bull advocates. They straight up tell me that's the only reason, not the only reason, but that's why they're buying products. So yeah, the more personal you can be, the better.
Yeah, no, totally. And another thing that I noticed every time, because I was watching Cammie Dempsey's training today, her social media training, and I love that every single time she talks about how the wraps are our flagship product. And sometimes I think we forget. And that's why I asked in my chat and on the Legendaries page, when was the last time you wrapped? And there are people telling me that they haven't wrapped for 2 months. I'm like, that is our flagship product. That is the one product we have that nobody else has. You know, we have some products that are similar to other companies, but no other company has the wrap. And so I wanted to remind all of you guys, maybe you haven't wrapped, or maybe you do wrap religiously, because right now I'm like getting ready for Florida, so I'm like wrapping every 72 hours on the dot. But make sure that you guys are talking about the wrap, that you guys are really emphasizing the like how cool the wrap is. That was another thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, and if you haven't used the new black wraps, you have to try those too. They're so amazing. And I've gotten so many potential little customers just this past week because I'm going to use the whole pack and do before and after pictures in like every 72 hours I've been wrapping. So I'm halfway done. And so many people are like commenting on my picture and messaging me because it's like personally me.
Yeah.
It makes such a huge difference.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Okay, so we're going to jump into the questions and I'll ask them and then you guys can kind of answer and I'll add whatever. But when did you feel like your Instagram started blooming? When do you feel like your Instagram took off? What does that mean? And when did you feel that?
When I first started, everyone told me that your Instagram will start like taking off at 2,500. So I got there as fast as I could. And so that's what I was just told. So that's what I did. I think as long as you're messaging people from the start, like I only started with 500 followers and those were people that I knew. And I promoted fairly fast. So, but I still think one of the biggest things is just growing your audience all the time. And if you're brand new, I would shoot for 2,500. I just feel like that's like a magical number.
No, it totally is. I remember you telling me that when I joined. No, the number was 300. Melissa was like, go follow 300 people a day. I was like, all right. Like, I was working. Melissa was working when I signed up with her, still working her, real job at the time. And so it was 300. And I had 1,200 followers when I signed up. But, 2,500 was definitely when I started noticing people coming to me more. Like I felt like I had more people that were like actually interested in what I was doing. So if you don't have 2,500 followers on Instagram, Jenny, what do you think about that? What about you?
When I first started, it was 2,500 too. And that's when it really started to boom, because you were starting to get Insta famous, I guess you would say. But yeah, 2,500 is the number that you want to strive for, and then just keep going. You don't want to stop. Just keep building your audience.
Yeah.
Jenny, what do you do to get so many followers? Like, what do you do every day?
Okay, so
tell us. Spell.
Basically, I really took to heart that video that Allie did of the 5 adjectives, whatever, right? Was it 5 adjectives? I don't even remember now. Anyway, so I basically thought, all right, who am I as a person? I'm not just, a mom. I am a dog mom, and now newly a cat mom. I'm a husband to a man-child. I have, a house. I'm a boy mom. I'm a girl mom. I'm an autistic mom. I'm many, many titles. And so I have to, when I target new followers, I target people.
Uh-oh. Did she freeze for you guys too?
No. I mean, yeah.
Oh, I was like, what? Jenny? Jenny, you're frozen. I don't know what happened to Jenny.
I'll message her.
Yeah, message her. While you're messaging her, Casey asked in the chat, what kind of unfollowing schedule do you follow? So for me, personally, I'm about to hit 6,000 followers on Instagram, and I'll be completely honest with you, the more followers you have, the harder it is to get followers. It makes no sense but the more followers that you get, the bigger your followers number gets, the harder it is to get people to click, like to follow you back. And so for me, the only way, and because I follow in such big, like, because that's like part of my job every single day, I'm following new people. I, on a daily basis, probably have 15 to 20 people unfriend me every single day. So if I want to get ahead, you know, instead of like going 2 steps back every time, if I want to get ahead, I follow in like these big surges. And so what I do is for 3 days in a row, I'll follow like 400 to 500 people for those 3 days. And then for 2 days, I unfollow and I kind of let those like friend requests catch up. So I'm on a 5-day schedule. I follow for 3 days, and then 2 days I don't follow. I just unfollow, and then I go back 3 days. But when I'm following, I'm not, for those 3 days, it's not like, oh, I'm just following 100 people. Like I'm following 500, you know, to 600 people a day. So by the time those 3 days are up, I've gained about 250 to 300 new followers. And that's something you guys have to understand too, is that not everybody follows you back. So if you're only following 100 people, then chances are you're maybe only gaining between 20 and 40 people, something like that. So following is it is my favorite part of the business. Melissa, how do you do it?
I usually follow a few times a day, especially before I go to bed. I do like mass following, and I follow as many people as it lets me till it stops. And then in the morning, I accept all the follow requests, and then I go to the cleaner app and delete. It only lets you do like 150 at a time, I think. So I delete. I usually always have at least 150 people that didn't follow me back. And I delete all those, and then I just continue following throughout the day. And depending on what your follower to unfollower ratio is, I think mine's like a $2,000 follower difference. So if I don't unfollow everyone that's not following me back, it doesn't make a huge deal. But if you do have, if your numbers are really close, like mine used to be, just like spend a couple more hours. Like you can do it every hour, unfollowing more people. And then sometimes I accidentally follow guys and stuff, and I don't care if they follow me, but I'm not going to follow them because I'm not going to like their stuff. It's just not who I'm like targeting.
Oh, Jenny's back. Okay, so the next question is, because we're going to let Jenny, can you talk about what you were talking about?
Yeah, sorry about that. So basically, I target who I can relate to, okay? So like I said, I'm different types of moms and a wife. So that's my first thing. As soon as I wake up in the morning, for the last 2 years, I've always done a good morning post. Lately, I've been changing my good morning post to something to where somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to read it that specific moment. It would be an inspirational quote, something about it's not a bad day, it's just a bad 5 minutes. Anything that has to do something along those lines. And I've been getting a lot of feedback about that because it seems like a lot of my followers are having a repeat of 2016.
Good.
So, you know, that's the first thing I post in the morning. Then I try and post every hour. Sometimes I don't, but other days, you know, I really try and post every hour, maybe 2 hours. And I have a set schedule on what I do. I post my good morning post. I do a life post. I do then I do a product post. Then I'll do a silly post, and then I'll do another product post. I keep it different. Everything is different. My number one tip is if you guys are not doing the interactive posts, whether they have to comment on those posts, you are missing out. I do them at least twice a day, every day. And I do them once in the afternoon because that's when people have their lunchtime, and then right around dinner time, 5, 6 o'clock, because that's when everybody wants to, you know, wind down, look at what's going on around dinner, you know, whatever. And those interactive posts are gold. Okay. I mean, there are people that I haven't even liked or commented on their stuff because I never seen them. And that with the algorithms, I mean, it's really an amazing thing, those interactive posts. And I try and keep it me. I try and keep it real because, you know, you just see a highlight real. You will never ever see me complain about how hard my life is, because that's something that I don't want my followers to know. But if I did have a hard day, like I posted something a couple weeks ago where I had to go outside and just cry, and I posted that, and because that's real. That was another hard day. Being a mom of 3 under 4 is not easy, and especially when you have a nonverbal autistic child, it's a guessing game every day. So I post real, but a lot of the times it's all inspirational. But I do post, funny things like Jack sitting on the table, or Dave was carrying up in a laundry basket the other day, because they want to see that. Moms are nosy. I mean, everybody's nosy. They want to see that, other mom lives on, oh my God, that's my life too. Oh, somebody else is going through this. So that's what I do. I just try and switch it up. I try and be me. And like I said, you don't have to post every hour, but you want to make sure that you are doing the 3-3 rule and those interactive posts. I'm telling you guys, you are going to see your likes go up and your comments go up because of those posts.
I think you're really good at like doing certain things consistently. Like, I'm obsessed with your statuses of like Jack calling you honey and like talking and like whatever your conversation is. Like, I look forward to reading that every day. Like, those are always so funny, and he's hilarious. Like, I feel like that's just gold.
No, but it's true. But like that consistency aspect, like there are things that I'll have conversations with people and they'll like bring something up and I'm like, how do you know that about me? You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, Allie, someone said that because I've been making pasta salad a lot lately. And they said every time you post about making pasta salad, I go home and make it. And just like things like that is like, we sometimes forget that Instagram and Facebook are a highlight reel. And if you're the one person like that's on their timeline making things like Jenny was talking about, when you talk about having a hard day, or when I talk about having a mental breakdown from anxiety, people understand and they look at me like I'm a real person. I'm not just some like fake, person that takes these perfect selfies all the time. Things like that. That's one of the biggest tips that I think that, I forget who said it, was take selfies without makeup. Even if you don't feel confident doing it, like things like that, like that show people like, hey, I'm a real person. And that's what I was talking about, your personal post. And Jenny is so right with interacting right now. For like, I'm working on my Instagram interaction, but Facebook, because I built my interaction on Facebook, you guys, it's almost like I'm working my Facebook on like autopilot. Like I don't have to do anything. And all these people are commenting and interacting. And, every time that I've built my my Facebook so that when I get on a Facebook Live, you guys, I did one at 11 o'clock in the morning and I had 35 people on watching me. And it ended up with over 1,000 views and, 10 shares. Like things like that is because we're interacting and we're getting people to kind of, comment and like and do things like that.
And one more thing, if you're vulnerable, you're going to be way more approachable, and you want people to approach you, because if you just always look so perfectly put together and you always are just so perfect, like I would be scared to approach someone that just like they look like they have the most perfect life. Like I would be like, oh, we have nothing in common.
Yeah.
But when you're more vulnerable, people are going to approach you.
People don't relate with success. They relate with struggle. So like I was talking to someone, a distributor today on the phone, and I was telling her, and she was like, I've made Rap Cash, but I haven't made my first paycheck. And I was like, I'll be completely honest. People don't care about my big bonuses. People don't care about my big paychecks. People care that I can buy groceries. People care that I can pay for my gas, like that I can go on dates, things like that. So when I talk more about my struggle than I do about the success that I've had, because there are more people on my timeline struggling right now than having success. So I'm trying to, show them that I'm the light at the end of their tunnel, but I'm also showing them that, listen, I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to have a hard time. And that's not something I would have admit. I wouldn't admit, before this business that we couldn't pay our mortgage. But when I made a status about having to sell Matt's car to, pay for our mortgage one month, I ended up with, 10 messages in my inbox about people who had to sell things to pay for their mortgage too. So the next question is capturing attention, but not looking like you're an It Works distributor on your bio. What's a good bio? I know, Melissa, don't you have a quote in yours?
Yeah, I just made it up. It's just, it's literally my real life, though. I think it says either on a grand adventure at home with my dogs, there is no in between.
Yeah.
And usually I'm just home with my dogs or doing something cool.
Yeah.
And most of the time I'm just home.
but most of the time I'm just home. No, mine is, to be honest, crazy dog mom doesn't even begin to explain it. That's it. It's mysterious. It's not like, people don't think that. I know that there's been some like this It Works bio that's like hashtag dream chaser, hashtag, chasing the dream, hashtag like things like that. People are really smart. Like our followers know those keywords because guess what? There are distributors out there following them. You're not the only distributor on someone's timeline, I promise. So they've kind of the people have figured out, the rocket emoji, the green hearts, hashtag business owner, things like that. Do not put that in your profile because people aren't going to follow you back because they're going to automatically think, oh, this girl's trying to sell something to me, and they're not going to follow you back. So, I know, Jenny, yours is pretty good though. I mean, yours works for you.
Yeah, mine just says my name, wife, boy mom times 2. Hold on, my husband's making me a mudslide.
Making me a mudslide. Let me find the other question.
Okay, it says boy mom times 2, one with nonverbal ASD/SPD, girl mom, her mom, and then I have mom, a title just above queen with my Facebook link.
Do people actually like click your Facebook link? Because that has never worked for me.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of friend requests from Instagram onto Facebook because I'm not all it works on my Facebook either. You know what I mean? I mean, my Instagram is my jam. I mean, I am like a rock star on Instagram. I just can't get comfortable on Facebook. So, and plus you can't really post like status, like the ones of Jack calling me honey. Like I can't really post status on there. So I do it on Facebook and then they see that, oh, okay, she's not just like, all right, she's actually funny. Like, duh. Have you not,
a real person.
Like, hello.
Yeah. No, that's good. The next question is, what do you guys post on your Instagram story? For me personally, I thought Instagram stories were like overrated because I am the queen of Snapchat. But whenever I put something on Snapchat, I do it on Instagram. And Jesse's right. You can't upload anything on Instagram stories. So if you're going to take an Instagram story, it has to be a picture. Like it has to be a picture. Oh, Jesse! Game changer. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just figured this out while we're on the phone. While we're on the Zoom. Look, if you scroll, you guys can't. If you scroll up in your Instagram stories, like here's my Instagram story, that's me. If you scroll up, I just did it. It is pictures. Oh, game changer, y'all. I'm so excited now because that's a huge thing for me too. But honestly, you guys, this is crazy, right? So I post statuses. I mean, I post pictures on Instagram all day long. And I did a life post the other day and it got like 20 likes. And I was like, okay, cool. I then went on Instagram stories and I said the same thing that I said in my post. And I had over 600 people watch the story. And literally 4 people messaged me and were like, wait, how do you make money from your phone? What are you talking about? How do you do that? And I'm like, how do you not know? I post about it all day long. But that just goes to show that those people aren't seeing my posts, but they are seeing your Instagram story because it pops up at the very top and everybody sees that. And a lot of people are watching them. So, I did one this morning, just a picture from a book, and it's already had 485 people see it. Well, I posted a picture of my book this morning and it got 13 likes. So, for me,
on Instagram, it had that many people see it.
Yeah, the Instagram stories. And honestly, every time I go on Instagram stories and I talk about like making money from my phone or, $100 bonuses, whatever it is, I'll do like 3 or 4 slides, and I'll just talk about, you know, I'm so glad I joined this business because we used to blah, blah, blah. And every single time I do it, at least 2 people message me. And I'm like, and they say, you know, how do you do? What do you do? And I'm like, how do you not know what I do? I mean, I literally post about it all day long. But that goes to show me that those people aren't seeing my posts, but they're seeing my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Let's see. We did the unfollowing one. Oh, how often should we unfollow the not following back people? We answered that. A lot of girls are liking every product post but aren't interested. How often should I ask them?
Sorry, what was the question?
A lot of girls are liking every product post but aren't interested. How often should I ask them?
I think I do like once a month or once every few months. I mean, even if they're just liking your stuff and supporting you, that's still helping you. So I don't ever want to like try to like annoy them too much, but sometimes I'll be like, thank you so much for always liking my posts. I really appreciate it. We have this really awesome deal going on. I know you said you weren't interested in hair, skin, and nails, but wraps are buy one, get one free for like 3 people today. And I thought of you because you support me so much or something like that, you know?
Yeah. That's good. I like that. I think that for me, like I've had the same people liking my statuses for my posts on Instagram since I started. And they always, like, I'll message them and they ignore me, and I message them and I'm like, at this point, I appreciate, like you said, they're helping me by liking my stuff. And I very rarely, you know, because I'm on my messaging game, I post pictures and it's the same group of people liking them all the time, really. And so very hardly on Instagram does someone like my post that I haven't talked to before. That's something that I'm trying to like get out of that funk, I guess, on Instagram. But so I have gone to my followers, and people that follow me, they're in my store. And that's how I've always looked at it. And I was talking to someone today about cold messaging, and they were like, I just don't understand why people are against cold messaging. And I said, to me, that's not cold messaging. If I walk into a boutique downtown and I'm looking through the clothes rack, people come up and say, hey, can I help you with anything? Or, hey, are you looking for something? I feel like I'm doing the same thing. And our posts do the work for us. It's kind of, our posts build relationships, and us interacting builds relationships. So when I ask someone if they're interested in a product, they don't think I'm some stranger. They know who I am because I've been interacting with them and they've been seeing my posts. So I wouldn't get too caught up on the people that say no, because they will suck the energy and the time right out of you. And I would just, if you feel like, you know, people have said no, then just let them watch. I mean, I think that's really the only advice. You're always going to need distributors, and you're always going to need loyal customers. So that's why I don't get upset when people tell me no. Or, because for me, it's like, no, not right now. Do you guys have anything to add? Jenny, do you have anything to add about that?
Nope, I agree 100%.
Okay. How do you make it so that your followers are bigger than you follow? Something I do is that I go through, like I told you guys how I follow like a ton for 3 days and then take 2 days off to unfollow. But while I'm unfollowing, I go through my followers and I scroll like all the way down, like as far as I can. And I'll just start like picking people's profiles. Like this one right here has 6 posts and they haven't posted for 3 months, but I'm following them. So I unfollow them. And then I just keep going. And then if I see someone who, you know, I want to interact with more, then I like one of their posts or things like that. But aside from unfollowing, using the app to unfollow, I think that's one of my best tips, is that to make sure that you're actually using the followers you already have, and you're not just I guess that you're not paying attention. Like, 'cause sometimes I get so wrapped up in getting new followers that I forget about the ones that I already have. If that makes sense. And our favorite unfollowing app. We all have the cleaner, right?
Yeah.
If you have an Android, I believe it's Followers Assist.
I'm reading Yeah, Teresa, the Instagram story. I'm telling you guys, Instagram stories have been working really well for distributors, for teammates.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on to the 5.
Oh, what's your method for how to toss in "it works" posts and still be yourself? That's the last question that I have. So,
This business, like, as soon as you embrace it, like, it took me like a good 6 months or 7 months. At the beginning of last January, 2016, I was like, okay, I've been Ruby for 6 months. I need to either like go all in and like do this or quit. And once you like embrace it, like full-heartedly, like I am a crazy rap girl. Like for some reason I was fighting it a lot when I first joined. I was like, I'm not going to wear the clothes. I'm not going to I don't know why. I don't know. And as soon as I embraced it and realized that like this is a business, but it's also a lifestyle, like everything changed. So it's so easy for me to like talk about it or post about it like just so nonchalantly because now I'm obsessed with it. Like I am so thankful for this company and that I like get to work from home and do everything that this company allows me to do and meet all the friends and stuff. So once you just like let yourself embrace it, and sometimes it's harder for people than it is for others. I think it's just so easy to bring it up. And also once your confidence starts growing with it, you use the products and you start making some money. Like I remember when I went diamond, I wanted people to challenge me because I was like, I finally have the confidence to tell people, yes, the products work. Yes, the business works. Like no one can tell me that it doesn't because I know that it does. So it's hard to like get your confidence until you reach like diamond, I think, like full-fledged confidence. So it's kind of hard in the beginning because you have to keep going even though you're like a little bit weary, but you just have to keep going. And then like your mind frame changes so much.
no, I totally agree. Jenny?
You just want to incorporate it works into your life, not that it's all about your life. Like Easter, when I took the kids to go see the Easter Bunny and Hunter just freaked out. I mean, we didn't even get out of the car. He just saw the cars in the parking lot and he freaked. I mean, that's what happens. And when I came home and I took a picture of me taking the Convianza, but I told a story on what this product does for me, why I took this. You know, you want to tell a story. Same thing with like, you know, when I post a lip and eye cream, I would post, you know, everybody used to call me raccoon eyes, and it was true. I mean, they were the dark, horrible circles, and makeup was not working, you know, and so I would tell a story on why I used the lip and eye cream. You just want to incorporate it works into your life, not have it all about your life, because you're not just about it works. You know, you're a mom, you're full-time whatever, you're this, you're that. You're not just about it works.
I totally, like my biggest thing, I guess my tip for it would be that this company has given me a vehicle to allow my voice to be heard. Now, if you know me or whatever, you guys, obviously I'm very loud. You know my Facebook lives. I get opinionated. I am just outgoing and social. That's who I am. But the fact that my social media, that little old me, like a person who was never capable of, you know, I couldn't even see past the next 5 minutes because I was so consumed in my own self-pity and self-doubt. And I was so miserable all the time. And as soon as I was taken in, to this company and into this team, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And regardless about how amazing our business is and regardless about how amazing the products are, I truly go to bed every night feeling like I am changing people's lives. And maybe if you're new, or maybe you are, you're not a double diamond and you're just an executive, you don't have to, these people who sign up that, to be customers or to be distributors, it's not just them, it's everyone, you guys. My job, my full-time job, the thing that pays our bills is the fact that I get to spend all day talking to new people. It is insane. It is mind-blowing, you guys, what technology has done in the past, 2 years, not even 10 years, 2 years. We're talking 2 years. I'm going back and looking at the pictures I took in 2012 going, what the heck kind of quality camera was that? Imagine how much our businesses are going to change in the next 5 years. And all I know is that I want to be in the front of this. I want to be the front. When they announced that It Works has hit 1 million distributors, we're only at 150,000 right now. When they say that we have 1 million, think about how many of those could be under you, because you're here right now. And that's always been my thing, is that, I fell in love with the process of this business. I love the results. I love the bonuses. I love reaping all the benefits of it, and that's great. But, my biggest thing is that I love what I do every single day, and people get that vibe from me, from my posts. I'm not posting try my greens. They're really great. 40% off. Bye. I'm putting my heart and my soul into my post, and maybe that sounds kind of, corny, but it pays off, and people like what I do because of how passionate I am. So I think that's the number one thing, is that you have to put passion behind it, or you're just going to blend in and you're just going to be another distributor. And I think that's my biggest tip. I'm trying to look at the chat. Do we have any more questions? Does anybody else have any questions? Teresa, did you just wave your finger at me? You can unmute yourself.
I was going to say, can you, since we're all here, can you talk a little bit about your self-development routine? Because I know a lot of my team has been asking about it or talking about how they need to do more self-development.
Oh, yeah. Melissa, you start.
I didn't even know what self-development was before I joined It Works.
Me neither.
Which is so crazy. And just I don't know, it helps you be a better person. It's so crazy. Sometimes I'll even tell Ryan stories and he'll be like, I can't picture you even doing that, because I used to do crazy things, or in other relationships and stuff. And it's just it helps your just whole mind frame and your whole being. It helps you get motivated, get a clearer focus, get goal oriented, and just it helps you love yourself more. It's so crazy. So yeah, any kind of personal development. There's different business books, there's personal books. You can't go wrong with it. Just figure out what you like, who you like, and they probably have multiple videos, books. The Secret, I always recommend as the first video to watch. It's on Netflix and YouTube. It's also a book if you like reading.
Yes, make sure you watch that if you haven't
change your whole life.
I have a whole bookshelf right now I'm trying to get to. Right now I'm reading the You Are a Badass, and I know I'm late to the game, but this book, if you've never read this, how do you even live your life? I'm telling you right now, this is the best $7 I've spent in a really long time. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, this is the craziest thing, but when me and Melissa and Jenny started, you guys, if you could have seen, the team page we had back then, if you guys could have seen, how me and Melissa and Jenny started, you'd be like, what? It wasn't, it's funny to look back. And I was talking to Matt the other day, and I was like, some of these people don't know how good they have it. You guys, you can build a whole business from YouTube. You can literally, and I was watching a training on that the other day, how if you Google It Works Global, you could spend the next 3 years watching training videos on how to make $1 million in this company. So not just personal development, but business development, you guys. A lot of us don't have a business degree. A lot of us don't, aren't top level social media recruiters. Like, we don't have this knowledge. And you guys are learning from me and Melissa and Jenny, who have made the mistakes and are having success, and we're learning from the people who are having success. But honestly, that was the fastest way, I think, that me and Jenny and Melissa became self-sufficient. And I wasn't spending, 12 hours a day asking Melissa the same 7 questions. And I was going out and I was doing my own research, and I was watching these videos while I was, doing my makeup or in the shower or things like that. So definitely YouTube videos. And I found that the YouTube videos about my business, I consider those personal development because they make me feel more confident in what I'm doing. They make me feel like a better leader, like a better business owner. Jenny.
Yes.
Gary Vaynerchuk, is that who you're talking about?
Yes.
That was, I think Melissa introduced me to him, and then Matt fell in love, and now like everybody is obsessed. That is the best. If you ever, oh my gosh, we could be here.
Yeah, I have his book. Actually, the one that you
so
posted,
good.
Crush It. Why Now is the Time. So I bought that on the Audible, and so when the kids nap, and while I work, I play that as I work. Just so I can get more tips and everything like that. It's very, very good.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like I wanted to be successful so bad that like I didn't want to just listen to what one person said. Like, I wanted to take in as much information as I possibly could. And even you guys, like, for me and Melissa and Jenny, like, we talk all the time and we're like, oh, did you see that trick that she said in that training? Oh my gosh, that's so smart. And it's like, we as, diamonds and above are still learning ways that we can, work smarter and not harder, and ways that we can, grow our business. So if you're not watching YouTube videos, if you're not plugging into calls, then your business, I truly think, will suffer, or it will more stand still. It won't move forward. I'm gonna